Welcome guys, hope you guys are ready to have some fun here at our live burn site. Just going over some safety objectives today. We're going to be using Class A materials only. We're going to be using pallets, OSB, and straw. There will only be one fire in the house at one time, and it will be in one bedroom. As you've seen earlier, how I showed you the layout of the house and the floor plan of the first floor and the second floor. We have burn room 1 here, burn room 2, burn room 3 on the second floor, and burn room 4 on the second floor. So there'll be a total of 4 burn rooms. Prior to each evolution, we'll go over the assignments, and you'll be notified of which burn room that you're actually going to. Today we're doing no live victims. There is a possibility of having mannequins inside, rescue mannequins, but there will be no live victims. All right, we're going to be in full PPE, obviously. We're doing live fire scenario with live fire and live smoke. There'll be no freelancing at all on the training ground today, all right, or ever. Freelancing is not going to be tolerated, and if we see it, we're going to be pulled from the evolution. All right. Every operational person, everybody that makes entry, to include the instructors today, will have a radio on their person, and the radio channel is training 1. We'll be using the accountability board that you've already signed and seen as part of your positions, and that accountability board will be used by the IIC as accountability for when you go in and then when you come out and we rally and do a head count. All right, we will be using par counts, and I want to hear good terminology on the radio, good benchmarks. We'll have a 5-to-1 maximum student instructor ratio, but it's going to be more like 3. If you have a 3-man hose team, you'll have 1 instructor with you. And the search team will have, of 2 or 3, will have 1 instructor with you. The primary attack engine is going to be going off a booster tank, and then we'll have a backup engine back here, and he will be fed off of the hydrant that's right there on the road. We will meet our 1403 required fire flow for the day and have 2 backup 2 water sources. We have an ALS ambulance on site over there. Should anybody need ALS services or transport. NIMS and ICS terminology will be used on all radio traffic today on the radio. Weather today looks pretty nice today. It's about 60 degrees. Winds out of the south at 5. So we don't anticipate any other hazards. We don't anticipate any smoke obscuring the road or causing any traffic congestion. If the winds become stronger, then we will reevaluate as the day goes by. Maydays. There are no maydays on the fire ground for training today. So you will not encounter a downed firefighter. Anybody that you find down in firefighter gear is a true emergency, and you should call a real-world mayday. Okay? Real-world maydays only today. No training evolution on maydays or downed firefighters. Is that clear to everybody? So the evacuation signal will go in prior to entry. We'll test it. It's 3 long horn blasts, followed by a radio announcement from the IIC. 3 long air horn blasts from the engineer, and then a radio announcement by the IIC. When we go do our walkthrough, we're going to make sure I identify all the escape routes. Any window that is that is 3 feet or less from the floor is an egress window. We also have an A side egress door and a D side, delta side egress door. Training objectives for today: we're going to do a primary attack with the 1 3/4 hose line. And we're simulating a room and contents structure fire. Okay. Also, the second in crew will be doing a primary search of the first and second floor. Communications should be made between the first engine doing primary attack and then the second apparatus, whether that be an ambulance, ladder, or engine, to do primary search. Go over one thing about rehab real quick. Rehab we're going to have back here in the shade by the barn on the tarp. There's a tent back there. Rehab is also where we'll take vitals. So we'll do vitals for everybody pre-evolution. When everybody's done with the evolution, we've done a par check and a head count. We'll get vitals again at rehab, and then we'll do our debrief at the rehab. Okay? That rehab is also our rally point for evacuation. Is that clear to everybody? If anybody has any injuries, go to the rehab. We'll have a medical sector there that's doing rehab and medical. And if we have an injury, we want to treat it there, and then we'll stage there. We'll stop the incident. We'll stop the training evolution, put the fire out, and address the injury. Okay, and then begin again after we get everything squared away. So the timeline of events we're going to do is we're going to make assignments. We're going to do SCBA checks. We're going to do buddy checks on all our PPE before making entry, and then we'll do a go no-go sequence with all instructor positions on the fire ground. Once the no-go sequence is completed, the ignition officer, and there are no questions, the ignition officer will be given the go to light the fire.